Hello. Today we're going to be head hunting for red cabbage, and I'm also going to be planting in some, starting off some winter potatoes, Christmas potatoes, and pruning, and hopefully getting some brassicas, some more sort of autumn winter brassicas started off. So the summer stuff's coming out. The red cabbage is going to be harvested, and we're going to get some more things in the ground today to carry on through into autumn and into winter. And then in a couple of months' time, we'll probably be starting off the stuff that's going to be overwintered, but that's a story for another episode. So yeah, today we're going to clear out some beds, head hunt for cabbage, and crack on. All right. See you in a bit. No editing software as yet. I'm rubbish, I know. I need to get a decent setup on the laptop on the computer side for the editing. So at the moment, I'm just using my camera and pausing it. So please bear with me. Normal service will resume in about a week's time. All right, boys and girls. See you in a bit. So this is the red cabbage. And as you can see, the older leaves start getting manky and start being eaten by slugs and other critters. But it's the heart that you're after, the heart, which is also referred to as the headed cabbage. So let's crack on and get these out. I just pull these out of the ground, shake off the excess soil back into the bed and check them. What you want to be checking as well is when you're pulling them out, check the roots. So that's a root ball there, and as you can see, it's not looking too bad, but we have had issues, as you will always have issues on an allotment plot, with the potential for club root. So when you plant these in initially, when they're little plants, like these are little plants, you'll put some garden lime in with it, which helps to retard or reduce the risk of club root. What club root does is it takes away the ability for the plant to pull the nutrients out of the soil, because you get these big bulbous growths on your root system that prevents it from taking up as much of the root, as much of the nutrients from the soil as it should. And you get stunted plants, you get weak plants. These are already off to a slow start because they've been in the greenhouse for too long. So I want to give them every chance that we can. These are the colour head cauliflower mix. So I want to give them the best chance that they can. Left it a bit late to plant them in because I've had no space. That's why I'm clearing the beds at the moment. So I'll take you through that process in a bit, all being well. So yeah, the cabbages start out like that, covered in leaf, manky leaf. And then what you do is you break all of those manky leaves off down to the heart and keep peeling away until you get to the nice purpley cabbage underneath. This particular one's a pointed red, but it's a lovely sort of a purple, really vibrant purple colour, which you'll see in a minute. Now, I leave the stem on and the root system on until I've got all the leaves off, the outer leaves off, the majority of them, and then I use a saw to cut the stem off. Let's get me Irwin, and it's an old Irwin saw that I've got. This to chop the stem off down there, because they do tend to be, when they've been in for 3.5-4 months like this it tends to be a bit woody. So you need a really, really sharp knife, or you need one of these. These are easier, to be fair. And I shall show you the results. Alright, see you in a minute. And there they are. The 4 that were in the cage, the 4 that were left. And what you've got to watch out for is that the slugs like to use these cabbages as a nursery for the babies. So they make love, they go into the cabbage and lay the babies out inside, and the little ones start to eat. So you'll find that there's less of it the further you get down into the layers of leaves, but that's all slug poo, so they need a good wash. That's nature, boys and girls. That's where they hide. See if we can get the thing to... That's it. That's better. Focused a bit more now. I've also taken 3 conference pears there for Bradley, so I'm going to let them soften up and ripen up. They don't ripen on the tree conference pears. These are little conference pears, Bradley sized. You can have them in about a week. But those are the red cabbages. Now, I've got another 3 to pull out from Bradley's cage, which I'm thinking are going to be bigger than that. So if I pause this now and crack on, I can show you that. And there we have it. 7 nice heads there from adolescent through to adult. Decent head hunt. I like the colours on these, really vibrant sort of purple colours. Violet colours, violet. Of course, all this stuff doesn't go to waste. I've chucked the last 6 of the leaf up into the compost up at the top. It goes in here. So yeah, it's all going in here, and this will become the black gold or the compost for next year. I'm going to throw some horse muck and spent compost on top of that as well. Let it rot down. You've got to keep it wet or keep it damp in order to activate it. To do it here with a watering can. And this is where the bugs and the slugs and the worms come in handy, because they'll root through all of that, munch it up, poo it out, and convert it in to your black gold, into your compost. So yeah, the cycle continues. Having said that, this stuff doesn't want to be in there. That was a silly manoeuvre. Bindweed. You don't want the weeds in with it. So I'll take them out. That was a schoolboy error. I didn't realise it was in the bucket, oh no! Get the binder, get the weeds out. You don't want the weeds in. Especially your perennial weeds like bindweed. Because that is no good whatsoever. Let's get around there. What a silly little sausage I am. But yeah, all the rest of it can fly in there and get it in. Right, enough about manure and compost. These spuds have all died back, and they died back ages ago. They didn't do very well in these buckets. I've not got very much hope for them. But shall we have a look and see if we've got any harvest from them? Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, so I'm not overly optimistic for these, because they didn't do that. They didn't do that well. They didn't do that well in the buckets, I don't think, as regards to actually growing the plant. But I'm ever the optimist, me. You know what I mean? We'll see what we'll get, and you'll see with me what we get. There's a potato apple. Potato apple. That's come off these behind me, which again need digging out. Coming to the end of these first spuds, the first plantings of the spuds. These ones behind us though are main croppers, Desiree or Desiree or whatever you want to call them, behind me. And for the life of me, I don't know what variety are in these. Not a clue. Absolutely no clue whatsoever. But I'm ever the optimist, and I've got a big bucket there. It's not going to fill with all of these. But let's have a look. We'll have a tip out. I'll cut all the stems off and we'll tip these out and have a see. Alright. Well, that's the first one I've bust open. Let's see what's in it. Yeah, so they're only small, like baby potatoes, baby news or whatever, but there's lots of them. They're edible, aren't they? Let's eat them. Let's see what the other 6 give us. So there we have it. That's about £10 of viable potatoes in there. Some of like small hen's egg size all the way down to like quail's egg size and what have you. But they're all edible. I don't think that's too bad of a result really, considering I wasn't expecting anything from them at all. So yeah, result. I've had a phone call from the lady farmer, and she wants us to go out this afternoon, which is fair play. I want to go out this afternoon as well, so unfortunately we're not going to be doing the spud planting today. But I'm going to take those cabbages home, and I'm going to take these potatoes home, and we'll have some of that for tea. Alright, so there'll be more to come in the week. I'll be getting those potatoes in this week, and also getting the brassicas off, planted in the week. So that's for the week, and I'll see you then down on the little farmer's farm. Alright, take it easy, have a good one, don't work too hard. Alright, and keep growing with your head down. Happy days, see you in a bit. Just before I left, I thought I'll just have a nip up to the top of the tiki hut and just check things out. All the rain and that we've had lately has been torrential, and just checking up on the roof for any breaks in the seal. Don't seem to be. So yeah, this is how things are looking at the moment down on the plots. Lots of things in, lots of things out though at the minute. That's where I took the cabbage from. That cabbage. And I've also took it from Bradley's cage over there as well. So we took the 7 red cabbages today. I'm going to put the brassicas back into the greenhouse. So those little white buggers that you can see fluttering about don't get them. The cabbage white butterfly is a pain in the bum, as we know. So if you don't net things up, especially with your brassica plants, well, mostly actually your brassica family, your cabbage, your cauliflower, broccoli, etc., pak choy, all that kind of thing, the cabbage whites lay their little eggs on them, the caterpillars emerge and eat the whole crop in its entirety. So yeah, always net up like we are down here with your brassicas, and they'll be protected, or they'll be more protected than they would be if they weren't netted up. The pigeons will have them as well, as you know. The wood pigeons will destroy them as well. Right. See you later. Bye bye now.